drivers here. Race winner, race 2, Thomas Preining. Second place, René Rast. And third place, Sheldon van der Linde. Thomas Preining, congrats. Seems the Norisring is very good to you. Second season in a row that you take the win here. And not only the second season, but also the first win in DTM for Grello. So this is your track, isn't it?
I'm extremely happy to, of course, deliver the first win for the Grello for Mantai Racing, and also my first win of the season. It's been a while since we won. This also shows how high our ambition is. That we finished P3 and P2 already this season, and we're still hungry for the win, of course. So I'm extremely proud of my team to come back like this after the difficult day yesterday. Also, the pit stop was mega. I think we were probably the quickest in the pits. We jumped the 24 car, so could not have gone any better, and just a big compliment to them.
In the early parts of the race, it seemed, or in the opening laps, it seemed you struggled a little bit. You lost position, so it looked a little bit like yesterday. Yeah, you regrouped very very quickly from that.
Yes, today we managed to recover very well. This is still something we need to work on. Obviously, the first few laps are never mega. Even in Oschersleben, when we were leading at the front, I was able to get away after 6-7 laps. It's just a clear picture shown. This is something we need to improve, and we will definitely do some testing where we will focus on that too.
In the second part of the race, after the pit stops, you made heavy use of the flashlight. And you closed up to René. And tell us a little bit about that overtaking.
Yeah, I mean, the flashes were not for Sheldon. The flashes were for the lapped cars, which were not getting out of the way. Especially, I think, the 27 car, the Mercedes, he spun in turn 1 and rejoined almost into me. I almost had to stop in the middle of the corner. Otherwise, maybe we could have even been very close to Sheldon on his pit exit. So in the end, makes no difference. Of course, not nice to almost crash, but we didn't, so it's all good.
So the Grello is without a scratch after this race. So we had 2 Norisring DTM races without major incidents in the opening lap. So and the Grello and the sister car is used for you the entire season. Also in the 24-hour races where you race. So you really handle your car with care.
Yeah, well, I think on our overtake, it was not that careful.
You need a bit of polish.
In the end, nothing major broke. I mean, for sure there are some scratches now, but this is an easy fix.
Yeah, and you took the lead of the championship this morning with the qualifying points, and now you extended that a little bit. So how does it feel after 6 rounds now, championship leader?
It's great, of course. It's better than last in the championship, I guess. But in the end, important one where you want to be first is after race 2 in Hockenheim in October, and this is the aim. For now, it's nice, but we're just gonna keep doing what we always do and think race to race.
Okay, thank you, Thomas. René, 2 second places here at Norisring. You took the pole and the lead in the race. So you are satisfied with this weekend with 2 podium positions, or?
Yeah, definitely. I think it was a very good weekend for me, but also for the whole team. If somebody would have said before the weekend you finished 2 times second and on a pole position, I clearly would have signed it. So yeah, very happy with collecting points for the championship, as it's always very important in DTM to collect points. Obviously today, when you start from pole, you want to win. But yeah, we're just not fast enough to really fight for overall victory today. But yeah, as I said, the most important is just to collect points and be there end of the season.
What was it in the second part of the race after the strong opening? So the second part of the race, was it the extra kilos from yesterday's P2? Or?
Yeah, I think there are many different factors. I don't know which tires Thomas was on, because there were different strategy options to choose from today, as well as we had 10 kilos more So, small little differences makes a huge difference in the end. But yeah, as I said, there was not much more in. I think we maximized what we had after the contact. Obviously, there was a piece of bodywork hanging off my car, and that was very difficult to follow after that. But in general, as I said, was a good weekend.
How do you judge that contact?
I actually, when I was in the corner, I actually was surprised that all of a sudden, almost exit of the corner, I had a contact very late. As it was a very hard, opportunistic move. Luckily, nobody, got injured or damaged so heavily that we had both to retire. Because yesterday we saw a similar incident, I think with David Schumacher and Engsler, where Engsler retired. Schumacher got a penalty for that. So yeah, it could have been much worse. But yeah, that's how it is.
But finally, it worked out. You're in P2. You are in P2. So, Sheldon, as René said, a great weekend for Schubert Motorsport. Both drivers and both races on the podium. Now another podium. Your third podium finish in the last 4 races. So tell us a little bit about your race today.
Yeah, I'm very happy. Honestly, for me, the third place today feels like a win. I did not expect to be able to keep everyone behind me, given the success ballast we had from yesterday. So I'm very, very happy with the day. It's obviously nice to be standing on the podium twice in Norisring, given the fact that I've been struggling here the last few years. So I'm very happy with my performance this weekend. Clearly made a step forwards. And it's a good point for the championship. Like you said, 3 podiums in the last 4 races is obviously a very good momentum, and I would like to keep that up, even though it's very early in the season still to be talking about fighting for the championship. It's always nice to be in P2 rather than P9 before we got here. So very happy with the day, and obviously just didn't have the pace to keep up in the race, which was clear for me from the beginning. I was always going to take a podium if I got it, so yeah, very happy.
But after your clear sailing yesterday, you had to work a little bit harder for that P3 today, especially in the opening part of the race.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, opening part is always a bit vulnerable for us, just with the brakes and everything warming up, tires warming up, took a bit longer today as well. So I was lucky enough to get a very good start and slip in behind René, and from there onwards, was also lucky that the guys behind me were fighting. So I didn't feel like I was under pressure from the start, but then they obviously came a lot closer midway through the race, and that made my life pretty tough. And then with Mirko at the end, he was flying. I saw him coming in my rearview mirror, but luckily my brother kept him quite busy, so that helped me. Okay.
As I just said, we had 2 race starts without any major incidents. So what do you think of the driving standards here this weekend at the start?
Yeah, I think it's obviously, if you compare it to last year, it's obviously 100% better, to be honest, especially in turn 1. I expect a lot more chaos from both races, and in the end we had no real dramas, at least at the front. I don't know how it was in the mid-pack, but in general I think the standards were pretty good. Everyone respected each other and gave each other enough racing room, but still were able to race hard.
Okay, thank you, Sheldon. Questions? I guess Sven will have a question.
Yeah, congratulations to you guys. A question for René and for Thomas. It looked like, René, you were a little bit surprised in the moment when Thomas made his move. You were going to the outside already, and then there was suddenly Thomas there. Maybe you can explain a little bit. And also, Thomas, when did you decide for this move? What made you decide to go in? Was it maybe the action of René before?
I decided on the move the lap before because I saw they're vulnerable there. I saw how much later I can brake, and I also, with Sheldon, I always managed to stay quite close out of the last corner. Of course, they stretch open a little gap before the braking zone because they're just faster on the straights, but well, therefore we can brake later, and this is what I did. I just tried to show myself very late, so he cannot really defend it so much. He still tried, of course. I would have probably done the same in his position, but in the end, everything worked out.
Yeah, as Thomas said, it was very late. I was already committing to the apex of the corner. I was inside of the corner and got hit from left-hand side. So, as we said, I was surprised. Couldn't really see them coming from nowhere. obviously once you turn in the corner, you focus to the apex and it's not in the back, on the rear view mirror anymore. So yeah, I was a bit surprised.
Yeah, one more for René. You were saying in the TV interviews that there was some talk about those maneuvers in the driver's briefing. Maybe you can go a little bit into detail what was said there and how you see this.
And the rules basically said that you have to be half a car length next to the car in front before turning in, and then the car in front has to give you the space. But obviously I was already committing to the apex when he was still fully behind me. So that's definitely different than what we agreed to in the driver's briefing.
Thomas, would you agree on that, or how do you see this?
Yeah, but I mean, we also said it's not allowed to move on the braking, and he completely did. And in my situation, once you commit to an overtake and you dive and you brake late, there's no way out. And you have to rely on the guy ahead of you. And if he starts moving around, there's very little you can do.
Yeah, one more question to René and also to Thomas. On the strategy, which kind of tires did you use today? Was it used sets? Was it new set? Because it was here less tires than you usually have in these races.
We had to use new tires, everybody, yesterday. So there was only used tires for today. The only option you had, you start on the qualify set from today, which had probably 10, 15 laps on, or you put that set after the pit stop. These were the two options you had, and depending on that, you had either good tires in the beginning or good tires after the pit stop. I don't know what you did.
I don't know what you did.
I don't know, actually.
Because maybe they need to check your car. It's only allowed to use the quali set if you start in the top 5.
Yeah, yeah, true. We did that actually. So you were also on the, yeah. So we quali set, both of us.
Okay.
I forgot that the rule is there. So the first top 5 have to start on the quali set. Thank you.
Formula E you only have one set per day, no?
Yeah, Formula E is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions? No questions anymore. Okay, then thank you everybody, and enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and see you in 4 weeks at the Nürburgring. Goodbye.